Sowore was invited for interrogation day before yesterday and has been detained since then. Atiku and Peter Obi has reacted, condemning these events and activities of the Nigerian police, saying this is unlawful. He's not a criminal, so why detain him? It's not like he's at flight risk. This is someone who honored your invitation. If he wanted to run away, he wouldn't have voluntarily honored your invitation, even carrying a traveler's bag, because he knew that it was going to be a long stay, you guys. Before we delve right into the details of today's news, if this is your first time here, you have not subscribed to this channel, what are you doing? Please make sure you subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. Also, leave your opinions in the comment section below as well. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has condemned the reported assault and detention of Omoyele Sowore by the Inspector General of Police IGP monitoring team, calling it an abuse of power. Atiku, who was the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in 2023, made a statement on Thursday through his verified Facebook page. He described the treatment of Sowore as shameful, unlawful, and a personal vendetta. Sowore, a human rights activist and publisher of Sahara Reporters, was reportedly attacked by police officers at dawn, beaten, had his arm broken, and sprayed with chemicals after honoring a police invitation over a petition said to have come from the IGP's office. Atiku said Sowore's only offense was speaking out against injustice, corruption, and bad leadership. He added that it was wrong for the IGP to act as both the complainant and the one using police to settle personal scores. No police officer shall institute any legal proceeding in his own personal interest or in connection with matters arising out of public duties. Atiku emphasized that the IGP cannot be a complainant and still deploy the force to carry out its grievance. This is not just about Sowore, it is an attack on every Nigerian who speaks the truth. It must stop, he said, demanding Sowore's immediate unconditional release. Let's also look at the comments from Peter Obi. Former presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, has condemned the detention of human rights activist Omoyele Sowore. Sowore was detained on Wednesday after honoring an invitation by the Inspector General of Police Monitoring Unit. In a statement on Thursday, Tope Temokun, Sowore's lawyer, alleged that the activist was moved from police custody to an undisclosed location in the early hours of Thursday under circumstances that resulted in physical injury. Reacting to the development in a post shared on his X account, Obi wondered why the activist was detained when he was not considered a flight risk. He asserted that Sowore's arrest should be condemned, considering he presented himself in good faith to the police. Obi consequently urged the Nigerian police to release Sowore or charge him formally under the law. He said, and I quote, "I was deeply disturbed to learn of the arrest of Mr. Omoyele Sowore yesterday, shortly after he voluntarily honored an invitation by the Nigerian police force. At the time of writing, no clear or credible charges have been made public, which further cast a troubling shadow over the nature and motivation behind his detention. His arrest, particularly under circumstances where he presented himself in good faith to law enforcement, should be condemned by all who value justice and due process. From all indications, no urgency or criminal flight risk warranted such high-handed treatment. To detain a citizen who came of his own accord without the public disclosure of clear lawful charges is not only a miscarriage of justice, but an abuse of state power. As the ancient Greek philosopher Plato rightly said, justice in the life and conduct of a state is possible only as, first, it resides in the acts and souls of the citizens. When those entrusted with power act unjustly, they poison not only the legal order, but the moral conscience of the nation. I therefore call on the Nigerian police to immediately release Omoyele Sowore or charge him formally under the law. Anything short of this would be a further erosion of public trust in the nation's law enforcement institutions. It is our collective duty to insist that the rule of law must apply to all citizens, regardless of ideology, background, or political alignment, says Peter Obi. You all, let's have your thoughts and your opinions in the comment section, my people. What do you all think of this? It's really sad. You remember that criminal that was arrested, the one that, buried pregnant women and children under his house in a soccerway? The one that was about to run to, what's his name, Niger Republic, when he was arrested by customs officer at the border. He's still in prison. He has not even been taken to court. I don't think that his hands and legs have been broken yet, because that is like a chronic criminal. That one killed human beings. Not to talk of Sowore, who you are only accusing of defamation. When has defamation become a criminal case or a criminal offense? When? Since when have defamation? Even if you are accusing him of defamation. And then this is the Nigerian police accusing him of defamation. It's not like the petition was submitted by an outsider or by a Nigerian citizen. It is just the Nigerian police, trying to revenge or trying to get their own pound of flesh from everything that he has said. You know that Omoyele Sowore has vehemently spoken against the extension of tenure of Kayode Egbetokun. Kayode Egbetokun should have retired last year, October, but he's still in service because Tinubu wants him to continue. Tinubu wants him to finish his administration with him. So solely because of Kayode Egbetokun, a new bill was introduced where that enabled the president to extend the tenure of Kayode Egbetokun. And we know that Kayode Egbetokun on a particular occasion has said that since he met Tinubu, his life has never remained the same, which means that he has received one favor or the other as a result of having connection to Tinubu. And this is what Omoyele Sowore has spoken against. If you are also extending the tenure of the Nigerian police, why not also extend the tenure of other people below him that ought to have retired as well? But they are refusing to do that, which is inequality. Is not equal. What you can give to the goose, you should be able to give to the Ghana. It does not have two heads. It just only means that this is preferential treatment that have been given to Kayode Egbetokun, and which is what Omoyele Sowore has been speaking against as an activist. So does that now warrant you to break his hand? And according to reports, an officer who works closely with Kayode Egbetokun came very early yesterday morning to take him to an undisclosed location without his clothes, and Omoyele Sowore, according to reports, insisted that he wasn't going out of a cell without his clothes. Like, such an inhumane treatment. He's not a criminal. He shouldn't even be detained, first of all. He's not a criminal. It's not like he killed somebody. This is defamation. Defamation we are talking about. And I also think that the bill that allows the government to hold citizens accountable for, saying something online or all those things, it has now given room to a lot of things. People can just easily get picked up. If you see anything online, you can just easily get picked up because of this bill. This bill came into effect, I think, 2022 or 2023. And since then, the government have been utilizing it, banking on this. You can have freedom of speech, but this bill has given them the power to go and arrest anybody, even in your house. If you think you are in your house and you want to say anything, the government can come and arrest you. Freedom of speech is very free until you say something you're not supposed to say, and then you're free. You lose your freedom. Anyway, guys, before we go, let's take a look at some of the reactions we got online. The first comment here comes from Christopher. It says, APC cannot bottle Nigerians. Power belongs to the people. David says, is Nnamdi Kanu not an activist? Why must they not speak about the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Can you calm down? Be calming down. We have always spoken about the release of Nnamdi Kanu, but the topic today, the topic at present here is about Omoyele Sowore, who was just arrested. Who was just, arrested or detained day before yesterday. Chris Chimeze says, what is bad is bad. Sowore conducted himself in a civil manner and should be accorded same civility by being released or charged to a court of competent jurisdiction. Joseph Ojo says, Peter Obi should go and release him. Nonsense. Social media president, it talks too much. So what he just said now does not make sense. I don't get. So you are in support that somebody should be held without being charged to court for how many, a couple of days now. You're of the opinion that when you commit defamatory or defamation, the government should arrest you and not even charge you to court. Your hands should be broken. You should be detained for defamation. It is well. Onovo says Obi is not former Labour Party president. He is the Labour Party. Some people are just chasing shadows or chasing clout. He is former because 2023 don't pass. 2023 don't pass. Another election is on the way, and Labour Party, I'm very sure, would have another presidential candidate for the 2027 election. At the moment, we don't even know which party Peter Obi belongs to, whether Labour Party or ADC. We don't know which party is going to run on. That's the situation on ground. Let's have your thoughts and your opinions in the comment section. Thank you very much for always listening and watching, guys. I'll see you all in my next video.